and welcome back to The Spiritual Nest. I'm Hetty Sessions. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be discussing crystals and how to look after them. If this is something that interests you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, switch on the bell so you're the first in the know every time a new video is uploaded, and like the video if you've enjoyed it. Crystals have been used for hundreds of years and they go hand in hand with spirituality. They are something that I love to use personally for my own personal use, and it's not something that I often bring into my mediumship, but there are a couple of crystals that I use for protection and for grounding. Today we're going to be discussing some of my favourite crystals and how to look after them. Starting off with one of my favourites, black obsidian. It is a beautiful crystal that is used for psychic ability, grounding and protection. I like the feel of black obsidian because it has got a very soft, gentle, cold texture to it. One thing a lot of people don't know is depending on the shape of your crystal has a different property metaphysically. So for example, an egg-shaped black obsidian will have completely different properties to a tower-shaped obsidian. Black obsidian is tied to Scorpio and Sagittarius and is also part of the root chakra. I love black obsidian because I feel that it helps me with my gift, and I feel that it not only purifies me but it also grounds me when I'm about to read for somebody. I always keep my crystals, depending on what I need from my crystals, either in my pocket, in my handbag, or for us ladies, you can pop them in your bras. The second crystal that I want to talk about is Unakite. Now this is a beautiful, beautiful crystal. Its properties are things like self-healing and perseverance. Somebody that suffers with anxiety or depression, Unakite would be a great stone to have on your person. It has this beautiful green colour with some pink moulded into it. I like Unakite whenever I go through a little bit of stress or anxiety. It is my go-to crystal. Unakite is a great stone for my Capricorns and my Scorpios. For my star signs that are looking for a little bit more balance and a bit more clarity, Unakite is a great crystal to turn to. I find with Unakite, when I have a thumbed crystal, it's always good for anxiety. You can kind of rub your thumbprint into it and it helps kind of bring down your anxiety and your mood and makes you feel a bit more level-headed. I love Unakite. Another favourite of mine is amethyst. Amethyst is brilliant for things like fatigue and for stress. Again, it's another great stone for anxiety. Amethyst is tied with my Pisceans that struggle making decisions, and again, their lack of confidence gets in their way. So amethyst is a real good one of giving a little bit of clarity. It's a great stone for serenity, and if you're looking for a little bit of calm and also trust in your intuition and a little bit of grace as well, amethyst would be a wonderful crystal to go towards. I love the purples in amethyst, and purple for anyone that's in this business is always one of a higher energy. I personally find it very therapeutic as well, especially after I've just done a read, it's a particular heavy one. A little bit of amethyst I find balances me out and kind of gives me the serenity that I look for. Again, amethyst is a definite favourite of mine. I like the wand shape when it comes to amethyst because I find it very, I find it helpful when I meditate and just holding it in my palm. It feels better for me. I prefer a slightly larger piece of amethyst than a small piece. Another favourite crystal of mine is citron. Now, if you're just getting into crystals, this is one that I highly recommend. It's good for abundance. It's fantastic for wealth as well, not just fortune wealth, but also bringing wealth into your life. Again, it is associated with a Sagittarius star sign, which I am, so I'm naturally drawn to this stone. It's also great for inspiration and self-healing. You can get huge pieces of citron and they look very, very different. One thing that I will recommend is, depending on the type you go for, whether it's natural or polished like this one, just go for what your intuition allows you to be drawn to. Trust that there's no stone that is right for some and wrong for others. It's about trusting the feel of them, and if you are drawn to one and drawn to a certain shape, then go for it, delve in. You cannot get a wrong crystal. And then finally we have rose quartz. Now rose quartz is probably the most identifiable crystal. You get clear quartz and you get rose quartz. Rose quartz is associated with love, self-love, loving relationships and romance. So if you're looking for a romantic connection, then rose quartz is absolutely the crystal you should be looking for. It's associated with Libras and Tauruses. Not that they struggle to find love, but again, it helps with the clarity. Rose quartz is a beautiful crystal, and like I said, it's probably the most identifiable one. If you're looking into expanding your self-love, then rose quartz is the crystal to go for. Now let's discuss some crystal care. I want you to see your crystals as your children, as your babies. Think of them as needing charging as much as your phone does, and there are a couple of ways that you can charge them. My favourite way, probably because I'm a lazy Sagittarius, is putting them in my window. Your crystal should be charged in 24-hour blocks. So, under a full moon, you can't obviously put it under there for 24 hours, but you can do 2 nights worth outside in the open in the elements. You can pop it in the sunshine again for 24 hours outside in the open. It'd be 2 days worth. Or if you're in the UK, it'd be about 3 weeks worth, as we don't get as much sunshine. Or you can bury it again for 24 hours. That one would probably be a lot easier. I suggest that you put them in some form of a little bag or into a jar, and then a little hole in a flower pot or in your garden, whatever works best for you. It's about having that connection with the earth. That's why we bury them. Or if you are someone that is really wholeheartedly moving into spirituality and you want to do things really properly, salt bath is another good one. If you didn't want to place your crystals into direct salt water, what you can do is place them into a little jar and then submerge the jar into salt water. Your crystals won't be harmed if you put them directly in the salt water, but I know not everybody likes to do it that way. So in a little jar and then in a bowl of salt water. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is just how to wear your crystals. Again, there's no right nor wrong way to have them, whether you have them in your pockets, in your purse, or on a chain next to your heart, or top pocket, however you want to wear your crystals. If you are getting into it, know that there are some slight rules when it comes to where you wear them on certain wrists and things like that, but if you are a baby witch and just getting into this, then just start looking after them. Play with them whilst you sit and watch TV, rub them, just get the energy, get the connection between you and your crystals. Crystal healing is an amazing practice, and it again has been used for hundreds of years. And if you don't want to go down the route of crystal healing and you just want to be aware of them and their properties, then start off small. Always go for ones that you're drawn to. If you are looking for something, say, that's to do with heartache, sodalite is a great crystal. Just start reading and researching, have a little look online, or drop me a message or a comment below if you see when you think, what is this? I'm interested in this, and I'll always happily answer. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. There'll be a lot more videos getting uploaded on crystal and crystal care, and I plan on going through as many crystals as humanly possible. Next time we'll be looking into the different shapes and their properties. That's all from us today here on The Spiritual Nest. Have a beautiful day or night no matter where you are.